Hello, Charlie and Christy here from CS2, and this is another edition of Forward. So, I really like this one. This is something that Christy is pretty passionate about, being on the other end of this situation a lot when she worked in-house in marketing operations. So for all of you marketing operations people out there, but more importantly maybe for all of you senior people out there who request a lot from your marketing operations team, this is for you. If you're about to make a last minute high priority request to your ops team, this is your go-to list to make sure all of that can happen smoothly.
Yeah, so you're about to put in the request, and we know that last minute requests happen, right? Like there's always going to be this case where, the CMO, yourself, or the board will put in some request for reporting, and then that will get sent over to the marketing ops team. And unfortunately, marketing ops team are really busy. And if you are working in an agile methodology, which we totally suggest, you kind of have your set priorities and projects that you're already working on. So it's hard when you have this last minute request to dedicate the time of your team to that. But the fact is they're going to happen. So if you're about to make this request to the marketing ops team, how should you do that? So
Step one.
You want to be clear on what the request is, who it's coming from, and what the value is. So like I said, if you're coming to your marketing ops team and you need some reporting and they find out it's because it's for a board meeting, it's going to show the impact of marketing toward, revenue, and they need the data to figure out if we're going to get like more funding for marketing campaigns.
I think that's really important because so much people just say the request and that's it, right?
Yeah, and it's tough. Like, it's a hard pill to swallow. You're like, oh, I'm just getting this last minute request for reporting, and you don't really understand the value behind it. But if the marketing ops team understands why it's valuable, why it's important, of course they're going to be able to, one, sympathize, but then two, understand how they can then deprioritize some other projects that are less important.
Mm-hmm. Step two.
So you want to then get an idea from your marketing ops team on what is achievable. So a lot of times we see leaders just put in requests to marketing ops teams, and what may seem simple to them or may seem easy is not. Or you don't have the systems or data in place to actually, do those things. So there might be a little bit of a compromise that both the marketing ops person and yourself need to come to. That's really important. But the best thing is to try and figure out what's achievable in your time frame, and then how it's going to get you, somewhat close to what you're looking for. And if this is a project request, that can then be something where you start out with something that's going to get you, 90% to what you need, but know that maybe given some extra time, the team can make that perfect and scalable for you down the line. Third thing, so like I said, the team is busy and they have, a huge list of projects. So as a leader, you'll want to understand what are all the other projects on the marketing ops team's plate, and how can you maybe deprioritize some of those. This can be the hardest thing for a marketing ops person, especially when the team's small, or if that person running the team isn't used to prioritizing things based on company goals. Get some insight into what's everything on their plate. They might think that some things are really important. Drop it for them. And this will help you get your project done faster because they're able to bring it to the top of the list. And they have the peace of mind knowing that they aren't just dropping the ball on something.
This is my favorite one because this is a team effort, right? Whoever is the requester, it is also your responsibility to make sure that you're figuring out what else is on their list, to make sure you know where that fits in, and then help prioritize or reprioritize on that list. It's not just their responsibility to figure that out, Obviously, of course, they have a lot of the responsibility too, but if you can work on that together, it's going to be a much smoother process.
Definitely. And then this is a bonus tip, and this is actually for the leaders as well, but to think about how this last minute request came about. So if you know that you have a board meeting a month from now, are you looking at your calendar and then thinking about, okay, I have 4 weeks, should I put in the request now to my marketing ops team for that reporting? You already know the kind of reporting that you'll probably be looking for. If you don't, maybe set up a meeting with the rest of the board or all of your marketing team and figure out, okay, what's going to be our story for that board meeting. Then that'll help you figure out, okay, this is all the data that we need, and we can send that request early. So understanding the habits that you do that's putting yourself into those situations, making last minute requests, will help you minimize those for the future. We know they're always going to happen, but if you just take that extra step to figure out how you can maybe reduce those fire drills for the team, it'll just make things run a lot faster, and you'll get what you need in the time that you need it.
Yeah. So the bonus tip to start, make sure that you are trying to get ahead of all of these requests. But if you haven't, and now this is the emergency time, first make sure you're super clear about where the request came from, why it's important. Then understand and empathize with the marketing ops team and see what is really achievable. Sometimes you have to get 80% of the way there to really get it done in a realistic time frame and not put up too much pressure on everyone. Third thing, help them reprioritize. It's your job to do that too. And if you do that, everyone's going to be working in a more harmonious way. And you'll get what you want too.
Yeah.
So win-win.
So we hope you like this weekly discussion and forward it on to a colleague or friend.
Yeah, if you're an ops person, forward it to your CMO or your senior leadership.
See you in the next one.